I was a fifth form student at St. Mary's College when I made my debut on the road for Carnival. And as fate would have it, this one day of playing pan on the road was the high point of my short career as a player. But unfortunately, there was also a downside to it. I had to do it without my parents' permission. In those days, pan playing was frowned upon in middle class circles. But today, the opposite is true. Pan is the national instrument and it is played in church. A similar story was told about the rejection and resurrection of the god Pan in Greek mythology. Of course, you and I know the world is full of myth, and all are factually false. It was the medium the ancients used to compare behavior patterns in hidden realms with things that were obvious to the layman in the manifested world. As was the custom in all ancient traditions, the Greeks linked behaviors observed in their country to the stars in the heavens, which in this case was the constellation of Capricorn, symbolized by a goat with a fish tail. And if we look at the steel pan and Trini Carnival through their eyes, a similar connection with Capricorn could be made. We are told that the steel drum was born and received its infant nurture in conditions of guile and political strife. However, what tends to escape our attention is the fact that the socio-political conditions served as an incubator for the hatching of a mysterious egg that took the form of many notes on one vibrating membrane. Through ancient eyes, the process would have been seen as an initiation for the pan-tuners. From the age of Pythagoras to the days of our pioneer pan-tuners, the scientific world held the view that only one note could be produced from one vibrating membrane, as can be seen in the case of a piano. As far as I'm aware, the scientific world has not explained the phenomenon. And in spite of the enigma it turned out to be, it was fashioned by pioneer tuners who were totally unschooled in music or the technology of instrument making. And just as significantly, I recall that in the early days, tuners and panmen were looked upon by civil society as bad guys who didn't shun away from stealing garbage cans and oil drums to make instruments. And neither did they hesitate to conduct bloody warfare between competing steel bands. Comparably, the Greek account holds that Pan's father was the mischievous god Hermes, disguised as a goat herd or perhaps a sacrificial goat. He had so transformed himself in order to seduce a Greek princess. When the infant came to birth, the mother was horrified by the sight of his goatish parts. She left the tiny creature on a mountain to die. But Hermes rescued the child, wrapped him in a rabbit skin, and bore him off to Mount Olympus. There, all the gods adored the little monster. Hence his name, for Pan means all. Stories told in mythology are directed to the uninitiated. And this is why veiled references to the role of Capricorn energies are made in the Greek story. The other linkage to be made with Capricorn and initiation is the goat-beard symbol that appears on the pharaohs of Egypt and the Sumerian moon bull initiate. Mention of Hermes and the presence of the lion bird on the back of the moon bull indicate that a second level of initiation is involved. Just as young panists had to hide from their parents to play the pan in the old days, so too Pan was an embarrassment to his father Hermes. And to make the point, one classical writer puts these words in the mouth of Pan's father, Hermes. Come and give me a kiss, Pan, but mind you, never call me Pops in public. The idea conveyed here is that the things of value do not necessarily come in packages that are in phase with conventional wisdom or taste. Also hinted is the fact that there may be more to Pan and Carnival than meets the eye. In this video, I dealt with one aspect of the Capricorn energy, but there are several other aspects that I will be dealing with in other presentations.